This year, we're not doing this whole, I'm going to do X, Y, Z, and then not doing it, because you are literally telling yourself in doing that that you're not capable and you're someone who doesn't follow through on things, and we don't want to be that person. Hello, I feel like this is going to be my first video of the year, so happy new year guys, happy 2023, and to kick off the year I'm going to do a slightly different video today, but I feel like I want you to get your iPad if you've got one, your laptop, your phone, piece of paper. You don't need anything jazzy for this video, but I thought it'd be nice if we could do like our 2023 goals together. I have already done my vision board video. I've made my vision board basically, and I was going to leave it to do that on video. However, I am a paranoid weirdo. I feel like if you're going to do a vision board video, you kind of need to share absolutely everything that you put in on it and show people exactly how to make it. So I believe in evil eye, so I didn't want to do that. Not that I think any of you guys would be wishing bad on me, but I'm just very weird about that sort of stuff. In the words of Michael Scott, I'm not superstitious, but I'm a lustitious. But in this video, I will explain to you, first of all, how to make a vision board. I'll show you a little bit of mine. And I'll explain how I make one, so you can either make a vision board whilst we're doing this video, or you can do your goals with me, because that's what I'm going to be doing with you guys as I go through in this video. Now, same thing again, I'm probably not going to say specifics about goals, but I'm going to guide you through how to make good goals. I do goals a little differently to how some people might do it, and I'll explain that in this video. But yeah, I really want to do this video, and I want all you guys to make your goals at the same time as me for this year, just because I have always been an avid goal writer, and last year I didn't write any goals, and I feel like last year, respectfully, was a shit show. Like, last year was a really hard year for me. It's really weird because so many amazing things happened, but at the same time, I feel like I just wasn't focused at all. Did you actually know, fun fact of the day, you are 42% more likely to achieve your goals just by writing them down. So this year we are writing goals down, but I'll get onto that in a second. So the other day I made my vision board. How I make my vision board is basically, I use Pinterest, and I have a thing, like a specific folder called like vision board on there, and I go through and I save quotes or pictures, quotes and pictures basically of things that represent what I want in my year. So an example of that would be, I searched in Pinterest, I searched for a picture of keys, apartment keys, house keys, because this year I really want it to be the year that I get my hands on my first property. So I put that on my vision board, and then like quote wise, some people like to just fill their vision board with quotes, which is fine, but I just like to pick like one or two maximum. So I have got another one on here, but the one I'm going to share with you is, don't spend another year doing the same shit, because I feel like last year I was really in my flop era. I just feel like I didn't fucking do anything last year, and I'm so annoyed with myself. I did do things, but I feel like I know I could have been so much more focused and pushed myself so much more. And last year I turned into that person, which I absolutely fucking hate, of being that person that's like, oh, I'm gonna do X, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and I didn't do it. And to me, telling yourself I'm going to do this and then not doing it, not following through on it, or not even attempting to do it, because sometimes you will just flop at something, like that is life. We need to embrace the failures. I fail. Everyone fails at things in their life. But the more that you tell yourself, oh, I'm going to do X thing, or I'm going to, so let's say you say, oh, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times next week, and you keep saying that and then you don't do it, you are just telling yourself that you're not capable, when that's not true. We're all way more capable of doing shit than we think. So no more of that this year, which is why I picked the main quote for my vision board of being, don't spend another year doing the same shit, because I can't have another year like last year. I feel like the lighting's about to go very questionable. I might actually have to move this Should we move over here? Sorry, I just need to change because of the lighting. But yeah, this year we're not doing this whole I'm gonna do X, Y, Z and then not doing it, because you are literally telling yourself in doing that you're not capable and you're someone who doesn't follow through on things. And we don't want to be that person. I hate being that person, and I really hate that I turned into that person last year. So we're not doing any more of that this year. So that's why I picked that quote. So I basically get all the pictures together, all the quotes together, and then I like to use Canva. Now if you go on Canva and you search vision board, there are templates you can use. However, I don't actually really like to use the templates because I just feel like they're a bit, you can only fit like 6 pictures on there, and like I've got probably about 20 pictures on mine. So I just basically pick a size document that's either like my iPad background or my phone background, and then I start putting pictures in. And I will also write words just to like even further like remind myself of the specificity of how we want the year to be. So yeah, I mean, I've just shown you like a few little examples. Is obviously I've got the key and the apartment. I put a picture of a bed on there, and I wrote peace because I want a peaceful year. I want next year to be about peace. I also did that, but that's secret. And yeah, so that's how I make my vision board. Like I said, if you want to use this video to do your vision board, that is completely fine. But now, guys, I want us to do our goals together. I normally like to write this down physically in a planner. However, I haven't bought a planner for this year yet because I haven't found one that I really love. So planner recommendations, please. If it helps, I really like the one that Patricia Bright did. The Break, that planner was so good. So something along those lines, where I can write goals down, write yearly goals, then monthly goals, and then also I like it to have like a diary in it as well. So because I don't have that to do it, I'm going to do it on my iPad, but you can grab a piece of paper. If you do have an iPad, I'm going to use Concepts, which is what I used to do like design sketch work, but I'm basically going to do a big, oh, I don't want it in black, that's boring. I'm basically going to do a mind map. So I'm going to mind map my goals, and I'm going to split it into different categories. So let me pick a colour. Ooh, this colour wheel is so good. Look at how many colours there are. Highly recommend Concept if you do like sketch work, or you just want colours. The start of our mind map. I actually got my coaching clients to do this. Some of them did such aesthetically pleasing ones, but for me, this is kind of like a first draft, and then when you guys hopefully give me a really good planner recommendation, I'm gonna write them in the planner because I like having things down on actual paper rather than digital when it comes to goals. Vision board's fine because I like having them as my backgrounds, but yeah, I'm gonna write this thing down. But yeah, I'm not going to bother about making mine too like aesthetic because I'm hoping when I have a planner I can do the aesthetic version. This is basically a draft, but if you want to do your aesthetic version at this point, you are more than welcome to. So we've got 2023 in the middle. I like to split my goals into different categories, and the categories that you're going to have are very much going to depend on what's important to you. So I'm going to split it into, I've put fitness goals, I'm going to put personal, I'm going to put, what else am I going to do? I'm going to put financial, I'm going to put business. And I kind of feel like they're the categories that I want to have. So we've got fitness, financial, personal and business. And they'll kind of be like subcategories within each one. So like my fitness one might be split into like the nutrition side of things, or like the performance side of things versus like the aesthetic side of things. And people will tell you to write SMART goals, which I do definitely agree with, especially for example if one of your goals this year is to lose weight. Just saying you want to lose weight isn't a very good goal because it's just not specific enough. It's just a little bit too loosey. So SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant and time-based. So a better example, if you're one of your fitness goals, let's say you sat down now and you're thinking, oh, I want to lose some weight this year, or even if you want to gain weight, you're going to be specific about it. So you're going to say how much weight you want to lose. Then you are going to write how much weight you want to lose by. So do you want to lose 4 pounds by the end of February? If that's a goal, write that down. And then you're going to write down like how are you going to know when you've reached that goal. So for example, if it is weight, you're going to be weighing yourself, or if it's measurements, you're going to be measuring yourself. If it's, you know, and then you're also going to be able to break that down into how you're going to achieve that. So let's say you want to lose 4 pounds by the end of February. Let's say on average 4 weeks in a month, that's 8 weeks. So in order to achieve that goal, you need to be losing on average 0.5 pounds per week in January and February. Yes, I think I've done the maths right there. So that's an example of a better goal than just saying I want to lose weight. So some of my goals, I do them SMART goals, but I will be honest, I don't always do SMART goals when it comes to planning my like entire year, just because I am very much a person like aim for the moon, is it the phrase? Aim for the moon and fall amongst the stars. Like I like to write some pretty big goals, and I know that some people say that's a really bad idea, but for me it's not necessarily about hitting that specific goal. It's about the like intentions that kind of sets me on, because I have such a big goal. So even if I don't achieve that goal, aim for the moon, fall amongst the stars, falling amongst the stars and ending up somewhat closer to it doesn't dishearten me. But if you are someone who's going to get disheartened by that sort of stuff, I definitely recommend that you stick with SMART goals. But for me personally, I don't always do every single goal as a SMART goal. So I feel like fitness goals are low-key boring, and just I do have fitness goals, but I feel like personal, financial and business are my kind of like priority areas this year. My fitness is a huge priority area as well, but I feel like I really want to pour into my personal and business life. So personal one, like I said, I'm not going to share every single goal with you guys because I'm just not. But I feel like maybe if I talk you through a couple, it might spark some ideas. So one personal goal that I do have is to continue with therapy. I started therapy a few months ago and it's been life-changing. I had my first session of the year yesterday, again, amazing. I'm not going to sit here and say it's all sunshine and rainbows with therapy, because it's not. It is actually really hard. Everyone told me that before I went, but I just thought, yeah, this is going to make me better, and it is making me better, but it's also very, very hard. But that's something that's a long-term commitment for me and something that I want to keep up with. It's helped me tremendously. Maybe I will at some point go into the reasons why I go to therapy and talking about it a bit more, but for now, yeah, all we need to know is one of my personal goals is to continue with therapy. Financial, financial, okay. Financial goal, start investing money. So I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be real. I have been self-employed for, this will be my 3rd year now. I have not invested any money. I've not been spaffing it all up the wall. It's all just sitting, well, everything other than what I spent, it's all just sitting in a savings account, which is good. It's good to have some money in your savings account because you need it there for easy access. Like some investment things, you kind of need to accept that you're not going to touch that money for like a few years, could be like 5-10 years. Sometimes with investments you need to ride out like the dips, so you can't put all your money in investments. You do need to have some in savings, but all my money is in savings. The interest rate is shit, and I feel like, especially over the last year with things getting more expensive, I've noticed that my savings just isn't going up how I want it to anymore. And that's not because I'm not saving enough, it's because like I feel like everything's just rising to meet what I'm saving, and I feel like a hamster stuck in a wheel. So starting investing my money this year is something that I really want to do. I think, let me write down, I think one thing that I definitely want to do is a Vanguard stocks and shares ISA. They're not super high risk. There's risk with any investment. I'm not a financial advisor, but they're not as high risk as like other ways of investing. Like I said on my vision board, I've got my property. So let's write that down for personal own first property. So that is another form of investment as well. But yeah, I want to start investing my money this year. Business, there's a couple different things that I want to do this year. One of which is, people have been asking me about this, but I feel like it's not enough people for it to like, you know, hit straight away. But I feel like my YouTube didn't hit straight away. I feel like I just need to just start it. But I have wanted to do a podcast for a while, and people have been asking me to do one. And I feel like I have so much to talk about the fitness industry. It really would be a mishmash of a podcast, so please tell me, like, sound off in the comments if you think this is a terrible idea, because it would be a mishmash. But I want to talk about like the fitness industry, what it's like working in the fitness industry, the influencer industry, social media, therapy, lessons I've learned from therapy, what it's like being more of a introverted person, and the things I've learned about like the power of being more of an introverted person, which is also, I have that like totally therapy to thank for that. Yeah, I feel like that's the kind of road I want to go down. I will also do like some purely fitness ones about like training tips and all that sort of stuff, but I kind of just want it to be a place where, because you guys say that you love my long videos, but you can't obviously take a video out with you on like a walk because it's just not fucking practical. You're gonna burn through your data. So I think this year I'm gonna write it. I want to start a podcast. I would love to have like guests on as well. Like that would be so fun. Yeah, I need to come up with a name though. So if anyone's got any name suggestions, please message me on Instagram or even comment them down below. But that's a business goal. Another business goal for me is to start. This is something I've wanted to do for so fucking long, and this is something that's been really, I've been pissing myself off with it, because I keep telling myself, oh, I'm going to start this then, I'm going to start this then, and I'm just not starting because I'm telling myself, oh, I need to do X, Y, Z before I can start. And I know from my coaching business, you just have to start. Like if you keep telling yourself, oh, I need to do this, this, this and this before I start, obviously within reason, you need to have like, for example, money before you can start, but I have saved up enough money to be able to start it now, which I suppose is kind of investing in myself, so it kind of ties back to financial. But I know if you just keep telling yourself, oh, I can't start until I've got X, you're never gonna start. And when I was doing samples with Christian, and I actually messaged him to wish him a happy new year and say thanks for the opportunities, because I didn't say this to him because I feel like it's super like soppy, but in those few hours, like the vibes, first of all, 10 out of 10, but second of all, like the conversations we had, and he was saying to me, you know, you're such a detail oriented person. He could have been just blowing smoke up my ass and not being serious, and he could just say this to everyone, but he was like, you're a very detail oriented person. You've got such like a keen eye for things. I've not really met anyone that's kind of on my level, as in on his level with it. But he said, I'm like very, very, very much there. And he was like, you know, you should do physical product. Like it would be such a waste if you didn't, because you could create something really, really good. And for someone who was doubting themselves so much last year, telling themselves all this negative self-talk, which I have recently opened up about, it was just a tough year for me, like internally. That conversation and just like feeling seen and feeling heard has helped my confidence so much, and it's really pushed me to just say fuck it, I'm going to start the process of that this year. So I'm not promising we're going to have physical product this year, because if there's one thing about me, I'm going to have to get this right, because I can't sit and roast alphally and then release something that is subpar. I can't do that. Also, I don't want to release something that's subpar. So I'm putting it out there. I'm going to really start the processes of working on that, because obviously sampling and things can take a long time. But yeah, do you know what? I'm going to add another category, guys, because I'm going to put social media, because it's kind of tied to business, but it's kind of like 50-50 for me. It's business, but it's also like something I'm just a social media user. So one of my main social media goals is to curate a feed that is positive to me. So I opened up yesterday on Instagram about what 2022 was like for me, because last year, other than in Thailand, where there was just opportunities to get good pictures, and I was like, I can't miss out on these opportunities, like these pictures would look so good, and I like just had all these ideas when I was in Thailand for pictures and stuff. But other than that, and the odd selfie here and there, the odd photo dump, I pretty much took a year off posting on my Instagram main feed, and that is because I can't blame it on social media, because the way that you use social media will impact your relationship with social media. But I really struggled with like the wider fitness industry last year on social media. I really struggled with it. I had a really hard year, body image wise, self-worth wise. I didn't want to film workouts anymore. Like, I felt like I didn't look like I had enough muscle. I just felt a way I've never felt before. Like, I've never felt that shit about myself and what I had to offer. Like, I'd think of these posts and then I'd be like, does anyone even care? Like, I'd talk myself out of posting stuff. And I feel like it's because of the feed that I'd kind of curated. So this year I want to be really intentional about who I follow, what kind of content I'm consuming, making sure that when I'm on TikTok, because for me TikTok is a really bad one in terms of like TikTok, just it's always the extremes. It's like the flattest of stomachs with the biggest of bums, and everything's just so extreme, like the roundest of hips with the tiniest of waists, and I'm just not built like that. I've definitely got the small waist and I do have a bum, but I'm not built in terms of like being super like rounded in the hip region, if that makes sense. Yeah, I feel like I need to be more intentional. Like, when I'm going through TikTok now, I've already started doing it, so that's a good sign. If there's stuff that I just find that's just making me feel rubbish, you can hold down on the video and click not interested, so I have started doing that. Following people that look like me, it sounds stupid, but like, you don't want a social media feed full of people that look nothing like you. You can do, but if you're the kind of person who is gonna go down the kind of rabbit hole of like comparison and all that sort of stuff, it's not healthy to follow people who look nothing like you and that you just can't relate to. Like, it's just not healthy. So yeah, filling my feed with good people, good vibes, good energy and positive content is a massive goal for this year. Consistency, I feel like that's going to be my word for the year in terms of social media. YouTube is a massive one for me this year. I really want to focus on my YouTube because I love it. It's my favourite platform by a mile. I feel like everything's just better on YouTube. It's my favourite platform. I just love it. I love long form, which is kind of why I'm toying with the podcast thing. So yeah. Consistency is going to be a big one for me with my social media pages this year. Instagram, I have decided, do you know what, fuck it, like, I'm just going to post as consistently as I can. I'm not tying myself into, you know, posting something every single day. Probably will be on stories every single day, but I'm not tying myself into that. Like, workout content is something that I really want to get back into. I just want to post helpful content. I'm gonna film a video actually about the fitness industry and my struggles with it this year, and just kind of sound off about how I've been feeling about it. So stay tuned for that, because that might explain a bit more. But let's go back to business. Coaching, I just want to continue to nurture my client base and provide as much value as possible with my coaching, because up to this point, I've been absorbing the costs with my coaching, and I'm starting to realise I'm never going to reach certain goals if I keep absorbing said costs. I need to factor them into my pricing. I'm already on like the lowest end of pricing for coaching, which I've been coaching for 3 years. I just don't like putting my prices up because I want it to be accessible for everyone. However, if I am going to put my prices up to mean that I'm not totally absorbing those costs anymore, because I've done it for 3 years and it's not a sustainable way to run a business, let's just put it that way. So I'm going to kind of have to factor that into my pricing this year, but I will be damned if I put my pricing up without adding any extra value. So I really want to add as much value as possible to my coaching this year. If you are thinking of signing up with me, I'm not going to put it up by a crazy amount. I just need to work out the costs I'm currently absorbing and make sure it's properly reflected in the pricing, because it's, at the moment, it's not. It's, yeah, my accountant is probably going to have some form of attack. So yeah, that's a goal for this year, just nurture my clients, add in as much value as possible. From a fitness perspective, one of my new goals this year is to try new things. So this year, I kind of want to try, I definitely want to try out Pilates. Don't worry guys, I'm not going to turn into that person who's like, oh, Pilates got me my dream body, and ignore the fact of being weightlifting for years. I'm still going to be weightlifting, weight training, that will always be my bread and butter. I love it, but I want to try different ways of moving my body this year, and I really want to try Pilates because it intrigues me. It intrigues me, the machines look cool, I want to try it. So that's a goal this year, is to try Pilates and probably do that with Alicia. What other new things do I want to try? I kind of want to try a little bit, I want to dabble in a little bit of like learning some CrossFit style training. Gabby kind of trains CrossFit style-ish, and I always watch her workouts and think that looks so fun. That looks so fun, and I feel like she's got so strong since she started doing that. So, and she's just a fucking beast. I watch her working out and I just think I would be on the floor. So I want to try things that challenge my body in different ways. I definitely want to work on my mobility this year and my cardiovascular mobility, flexibility, and my cardiovascular. I just want to be like overall healthy, fit, capable, young individual that I am. So yeah, I think that's it for like trying new things in terms of fitness goals themselves. I'm going to write down some numbers that I want to hit in terms of like lifts and gaining weight and anything like that, but I'm not going to share them just because I don't want anyone to kind of compare, or I just don't want this video to become about like aesthetics, and I do have some aesthetic goals, but a lot of them are actually going to be performance goals. So I'm going to write those down now. By the way, if it's not obvious, I'm kind of writing goals down and not including everything in this video. I'm just telling you some goals that I feel like could spark some good ideas. In terms of kind of personal, and I suppose it's business tied together, I really want to continue with charity work this year, because it's something that I really just think is important. In my mind, I just feel like as soon as you're comfortable, you should be helping other people who are not in the same position. I know not everyone thinks that way, but that is how I think, that's how I feel. That's like my values and that's what I believe. So I want to continue doing that. I'm going to leave in the description box my Google form where you can submit charities and stuff that you'd like to see the socials, percentage donations donated to. So I'm going to leave that below so you can put any charities that are close to your heart there, and then I'll be picking some for February onwards. So I'll leave that link down below, but yeah, that's something that I really want to continue with. I enjoyed doing it last year, and it just feels like something that we all get to do together. It feels like a real community thing, and I just really love doing it. So I want to continue with that next year. Another personal thing, spending time with friends and family. So in 2022, I was pretty good at spending time with friends and family, but still not maybe the best. So yeah, it is a goal for me to spend more quality time with friends and family, especially the back end of last year with friends. I was so rubbish. I saw Ebony and Alicia yesterday and I've not seen them in probably since November, so I need to get better with that. Ooh, let's do travel. Let's add a little travel bit. I really want to go to New York at Christmas. That is a big goal. I would love to go to New York at Christmas. I just feel like the vibes look so immaculate. I really want to go, so I'm gonna put that down as a goal. I really want to go to Texas again. Probably meet up with Christine, who, she's just the best. I met her the Sunday night when we all went out when I went to Texas, and we've pretty much spoken every single day since. So that was October. She is like, we're so similar. We're not the exact same, but we're very similar. And it's so rare for me. I'm not saying I don't get on with people that I meet normally, because normally I can get on with anyone. I'm not super like, it's not that I struggle to get on with people, it's just that I do, with like social anxiety and stuff like that, I do struggle to click with someone very quickly, and I have a hard time with like trusting people, and there's a lot to unpack in therapy, but that's already on my goals list. But I clicked with her straight away, and it's very rare for me to click with someone like that, so it's a very special friendship to me. So I really want to go back to Texas, to go to Alphaland again, and hopefully meet up with Christine. But even if it's not in Texas, like anywhere, I might even just go see her. That would be nice. Probably take Dan, because she's got a boyfriend, and we can, you know. So yeah, but yeah, I would really love to go to Texas again this year. I don't know if I will. It depends if I get asked or not. To be fair, I could actually just go, but I feel like when people go that work with Alpha Lee, it's because they've been asked. So I don't know, do I look weird if I do that? But I just kind of want to go. So yeah, and I do have a couple other travel goals, but I won't go over all of them. What else do we have? Okay, business, let's go back to business. I really want to continue working with Alpha Lead. This is what I was saying on Instagram yesterday. Genuinely thank you so much if you supported me with Alpha Lead in 2022, because I was not a content queen on Instagram in particular last year, to the point where I did actually think this is gonna end badly. Not it's gonna backfire, because it wasn't like an intentional plan. I just really felt like I really wasn't in a good place at all. But the fact that people still supported me is the only reason that I'm still able to work with Alpha Lead. So obviously I know I did still do my reviews, so I was still doing the work for them, but I know that some people really like to see, like, you know, the selfies and all that sort of stuff, but I just wasn't in the space for it last year. So thank you for still supporting my reviews and supporting me with Alpha Lead. I would love to continue working with them this year. We will see what this year holds, because I know that they're like expanding and getting a lot of new people in now who have way bigger followings than I did. I do think, you know, there's a big difference between, like, they probably want a lot of brand awareness, and with the following I have, I don't know if I'm bringing them all of the awareness. I would actually like to try and grow my socials a little bit this year, mainly to help people, but also, like, I'll be honest, to give like a bit more brand awareness, because I know that that is important to brands, and most of the people that they sign have like 500,000 followers, like big followings, and then there's me. So yeah, I would love to continue working with Alpha Lee. I'm really excited for the products and stuff that they're dropping this year, because I think there are some products coming out this year and next year. I swear Christian said some of them were 2024, that I gave feedback on that should be dropping this year, and it'll be interesting to see, because I know it gets feedback from multiple people, so it'll be interesting to see if any of my feedback was implemented. Maybe not, but hopefully yes. Oh, the mind map is looking juicy, guys, I'm not gonna lie. So I think I might actually leave this video here. I feel like, yeah, as you can tell, I don't really follow the whole like SMART goals thing to like a T, just because I like to kind of aim big and broad. And for me, goals, it's not about being super specific. For me, with my yearly goals, I think with fitness goals you do need to be specific, which is why I've written numbers down. But for general life goals, I don't know, I like to just have the general goal and then it kind of sets my intentions, if that makes sense, rather than tying myself to a really rigid specific goal. Because I feel like personally, when you start putting like numbers for like bank account or things like that, you can kind of get really disappointed if you don't hit that specific number, even if you still do really well, if that makes sense. So yeah, those are some of my goals for this year, not all of them. Please give me some planner recommendations, guys, so I can properly write things down and have a planner for the year, because I need to just be more organised this year. I feel like last year I was just chaotic and I want to be an organised girl this year. So I think I'm gonna leave this video here. I hope that you have enjoyed making your 2023 goals or vision boards with me. Yeah, I don't want anyone to feel like pressure, like they need to become like a whole new person this year. It's more just about setting your intentions for the year and giving yourself a little bit of a boost at the start of the year to kind of plan out a year, see what direction you want to go in and all that sort of good stuff. It's not necessarily about becoming a whole new person and completely turning your life on its head. If you do want to do that, great, but you don't have to do that. And please be gentle with yourself this time of year, because it's very like heavy, like everything needs to be new, fresh, goals, New Year's resolutions. Me and my therapist prefer the phrase New Year's intentions. You're setting your intentions for the year. I feel like that's just a nicer way of putting it. Resolutions feels like something to fix your life, and it doesn't need to be that way. It can just be setting yourself with some fresh intentions for the year. 2022 was a year. It was a year, let's just put it that way. So thank you so much for still supporting my channel, for still supporting me, for all your kind comments, for everything. Like, you guys have been a major highlight of the last year for me, because I've actually, this is super sad, but I've actually started, well, not started, I screenshot, like when you guys send me like a nice message or a really lovely comment, I actually screenshot them and save them in a folder on my phone to read when I'm feeling down, or when I'm feeling really shit, or like negative self-talk, which happened way too much last year. So if you have left a lovely comment, the chances are it's in that folder, and it really helps to boost me up and remind me of why I'm doing what I'm doing, and remind me that I do have people that are genuinely supportive of me, and it means a lot to me to have that, and to have a little community, and to have you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about the podcast. Let me know what your goals are. Yeah, let's just have a little chit chat 2022 catch up in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video, which will probably actually be my like fitness industry shenanigans video. So yeah, goodbye.